What's up, everybody? Weston here with the Hidden Gimmon, back with another deck video, and today we have Edea Possessed Sorceress. Now, I don't know who this character is because I didn't play a whole lot of Final Fantasy, only Final Fantasy X. But this is not going to be a budget deck. We kind of powered up on this one a little bit. And who is Edea Possessed Sorceress? Also, let me know in the comments below if I mispronounce the name. 2/5 for 2 generic and Grixis Ward 2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, gain control of target creature an opponent controls until end of turn. Untap that creature, gains haste until end of turn. And whenever a creature you control but don't own dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control and you draw a card. So it's a theft deck. It's a steal creatures and beat people to death with those creatures kind of deck. So, how are we going to do this today? We're going to keep very on theme with some theft. We are running 23 creatures today. We have Agent of Treachery, which costs 7, although it is one of the most hated cards in all of Commander. When he enters the battlefield, you gain control of target permanent. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more permanents you don't own, draw 3 cards. And remember, you can stack your triggers. We have Alexos Demos of Cosmos. Trample. He attacks each combat if able, can't be sacrificed, and can't attack his owner. And then at the beginning of each player's upkeep, they gain control of him, untap him, put a counter on him, he gains haste. He's going to beat the crud out of people. We have Ayara, Widow of the Realm. She has tap, sacrifice another creature or artifact. She deals X damage to target opponent. Or battle, and you gain X life, where X is the sacrificed permanent's mana value. So you're going to gain control of people's stuff, and then you're going to sacrifice it. And then you can always transform her if you want to. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, return up to 1 target artifact or creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste, exile at the end of turn. But you're going to probably want to keep her on this side, so that way you can sack your opponent's things after you steal them. We have Azula, Cunning Usurper. I keep getting these in my packs. I have a billion of them. She is Dimir, 4/4, has Firebending 2, and when she enters, target opponent exiles a non-token creature they control. Then they exile a non-land card from their graveyard. And then during your turn, you may cast cards exiled with Azula, and you may spend mana, or you can cast them as though they had flash and spend mana of any, as though were mana of any kind. We have Braids, Arisen Nightmare. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may do the same, and for each opponent that doesn't, you draw a card and lose 2 life. Or sorry, that player loses 2 life, and then you draw a card. This, again, is another good sack outlet for the things that you steal. Captivating Crew. You can pay 4 to gain control of target creature an opponent controls until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste. Activate only as a sorcery. Disciple of Bolas. When it enters, sacrifice another creature. You gain life and draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. So if they have something huge, you know, send it to the Shadow Realm, and you get to benefit from it. Don Andres, the Renegade, looking out here like a Spanish conquistador pirate. For the record, this is a side note, I find it absolutely very flavorful on brand that they made the Spanish conquistador caricatures into vampires, because they're like soul-sucking, you know. But each creature you control but don't own gets +2/+2, has menace, death touch, and is a pirate. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell you don't own, create 2 tapped creature treasure tokens. We have Airmare, has haste, and whenever one or more other attacking legendary creatures you control die, untap all creatures you control. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. This ability triggers only once each turn. We got Atali, which steals everybody's stuff. He needs no introduction. We have Evereth, a Viceroy of Plunder, which is flying, sacrifice another creature or artifact, put a 1/1 counter on her. And then, if the sacrifice permanent was a treasure, she gains lifelink until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. When she dies, you may pay 2, and when you do, she deals damage equal to her power to each opponent. Again, another sack outlet for the things you steal. Firelord Ozai. Whenever Firelord Ozai attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, add an amount of red mana to the sacrificed creature's power. Till end of combat, you don't lose this mana as steps end, and then you can pay 6, exile the top card of each opponent's library. Till end of turn, you may play those cards without paying their mana cost. We have Garland, Royal Kidnapper. From Final Fantasy. He's a 3/4 for 4. When he enters, target opponent becomes the monarch. And whenever an opponent becomes the monarch, gain control of target creature that player controls for as long as they are the monarch. creatures you control but don't own get +2/+2 and can't be sacrificed. We have this is a bit of a nombo, so don't play him, by the way. Don't play him if you want to keep if you don't want to keep the things, because then you can't sack them to the sack outlets. That's very important. Illuminar Sorceress, sacrifice another creature, add an amount of black mana equal to the mana's value. Again, sacking thing. We got Oppo Agent in here. We got Pitiless Plunderer in here. Ragavan, little pirate monkey. We got Safer Balam Rival, which is first strike. Whenever you attack a player, goad target creature that player controls. And whenever a creature attacking one of your opponents becomes blocked by 2 or more creatures, that attacking creature gains death touch till end of turn. Shadowheart, you can sacrifice another creature, draw X cards where it's that creature's power. Spark Double, you can copy something. The Beast, Deathless Prince, is whenever you cast a spell, gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it, it gains Menace and Haste until end of turn. And then the Beast enters the battlefield tapped with 6 stun counters on it. And whenever a creature deals combat damage to its owner, untap the Beast and draw a card. We have Warren Soul Trader. You can sack your opponent's stuff that you steal and create a treasure. And then we have Zara Renegade Recruiter. When she attacks, look at the defending player's hand. You may put a creature card from it onto the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking that player. Return that creature to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Sorceries, we got 9. We got Act of Treason. Steals a creature until end of turn. We got Blasphemous Act. We got Claim the Firstborn. Gain control of target creature with mana value 3 or less until end of turn. We have Furnace Rains. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. And the creature also has, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a battle or player, create a treasure token. We have Insurrection, one of the original end game cards for Commander. We have Jessica's Will. We have Mass Mutiny, so for each creature, gain control of up to 1 target creature that player controls until end of turn. Untap them, they gain haste. Mob Rule, you can gain control of all creatures with power 4 or greater, or 3 or less, and then same thing is you untap them and they gain haste until end of turn. Seize the Spotlight, for each creature, for each opponent, choose Fame or Fortune. Each opponent chooses Fame or Fortune. For each player who chooses Fame, gain control of a creature that player controls until end of turn. Untap it, it gets haste. For each player who chose Fortune, you draw a card and create a treasure token, which will then help you steal their stuff. We have Active Aggression. Gains control of target creature until end of turn. Offer Can't Refuse is a counterspell. Arcane Denial is a counterspell. Burnt Offering. You sacrifice a creature, add that creature's casting cost or its mana value in any combination of red or black. We have Chaos Warp. We have Culling the Weak. We have Deadly Dispute. Sack, draw, Deadly Rollick. We have Domineering Will. Target player gains control of up to 3 target non-attacking creatures until end of turn. Untap those creatures. They block this turn if able. We have Fling. We have Ghostly Flicker. We have Grab the Reins, Nasty End, which lets you sack a creature, draw 2 cards, negate for counter magic. Reckoner's Bargain, sack a creature, and then you gain life equal to the sack creature's mana value and draw 2 cards. Sacrifice, you sacrifice a creature, you add mana, so you're gonna be turning your opponent's stuff into value for yourself. Village Rites, sack, draw, saw in half. You can take control of your opponent's big bomb and then saw it in half, and then you get 2 of your opponent's big bomb. Artifacts, we got Chaos Shrine, Black Crystal. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, exile it. So when you gain control of people's stuff and then sacrifice it, you can exile it. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a creature card exiled with it onto the battlefield under your control with a finality counter. So you get to steal their stuff more than once. We have Conjurer's Closet. So at the beginning of your end step, you can exile a creature you control, then return it to your control. So you're going to stack the trigger. So instead of giving something back, you're going to blink it out and it comes back under your control permanently. We have Staff of Eden, Vault's Key. Enters the battlefield, put a legendary permanent card, not named Staff of Eden, Vault's Key, from a graveyard on the battlefield under your control. And then draw a card for each permanent you control but don't own. And we also have the boots in here. Enchantments, we have Aggravated Assault for multiple combat steps. We have Attrition, sack a creature, destroy target non-black creature. Chamber of the Manipulation. Enchanted Land has discard a card from your hand, gain control of target creature until end of turn. We have Kaya's Ghost Form, which is enchant a creature or planeswalker you control, and when the enchanted permanent dies or is put in exile, return that card to the battlefield under control. So if you steal somebody's big thing, you can enchant this, and then you sack it, and then it comes back to you instead. And then you have Mystic Remora in here for some draw and propaganda, because people are going to hate you and try to kill you dead. For our lands, we have our third game changer in Ancient Tomb. We have Arcane Lighthouse, we have Command Beacon, but other than that, we have a pretty straightforward mana pool. We do have Secundi Void Altar. I love this planet. You can, once it's stationed enough, you can pay 2, sack a creature, draw cards equal to its power, activate as a sorcerer. We got our Rogue's Passage in here to sneak some guys through. But yeah, let me know what you think of the deck in the comments down below. Let me know who this character is from Final Fantasy and what importance they have to it. But as always, I am Weston with the Hidden Gibbon, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.